innocent Google review revealed why you were paying double for car repairs. I left a 5-star review for my mechanic after he fixed my transmission for $1,200. I mentioned how grateful I was that he stayed late to finish the job before my work trip to Chicago. I even included photos of my car in the shop because I was so happy with the service and wanted to show how clean they kept the workspace. A week later, someone replied, "Wait, you paid $1,200 for a transmission flush? That's not a repair, that's just changing the fluid. Should cost maybe $150 max at any shop in the country." I had no idea what a transmission flush even was. The mechanic told me my transmission was completely shot and needed emergency repairs, or my engine would die within days. I googled transmission flush and realized it was just a routine maintenance thing where they drain old fluid and add new fluid. It takes maybe 30 minutes. I felt sick to my stomach, but then I noticed something weird in my review photos. In the background of one picture, you could see his computer screen with another customer's invoice sitting right there on his desk next to his coffee cup. I zoomed in on my phone and could barely make out numbers and text. It said transmission flush $140, same date as my visit. I screenshot it and spent 2 hours trying to figure out who this other customer was using. Every method I could think of. I reverse searched the phone number on the invoice using one of those people finder websites. It came back to a guy named Mike Johnson who lived 3 miles from me. I found him on Facebook and saw he had left a review for the same shop just 2 days after mine. I messaged Mike explaining what happened and asked if we could talk about our experiences. He called me within an hour and we compared our visits. The mechanic told him his car was running a little rough and recommended a transmission flush as routine maintenance for $140. Quick, easy service. Meanwhile, he told me my transmission was dying and I needed emergency repairs to save my entire engine for $1,200. Same exact service, same day, same shop, same mechanic. I was furious and Mike was shocked. Mike was just as angry as me when he realized what happened. We decided to meet up at a coffee shop and plan how to confront this guy. We gathered all our paperwork and printed out both invoices, highlighting the massive price difference. When we walked into the shop together the next morning, the mechanic immediately recognized both of us. His face went completely white when he saw us standing there with our paperwork spread out on his counter. He started stuttering and making weak excuses about different car models needing different services and parts. But we both drove Honda Accords from the exact same year. Mike pulled out his keys and showed him the identical key fob. Same car, same color, same trim level, same everything. The mechanic had absolutely no explanation for why the same 30-minute service cost 8 times more for me than for Mike. The shop owner came rushing out when he heard us getting louder and more upset. When we showed him the photographic evidence and both invoices side by side, he was absolutely furious with his employee. Turns out this mechanic had been running this elaborate scam for months without anyone knowing. He would diagnose women with fake expensive problems and use scary technical language to pressure them into unnecessary repairs. Meanwhile, he would give men honest assessments and charge fair prices for the actual basic services they needed. Classic gender discrimination. Mike found 2 more women in the Google reviews who mentioned paying ridiculous amounts for simple services. We all met up at the same coffee shop and compared our horror stories. Same pattern every single time without exception. Women got scared into expensive fake repairs, while men got honest basic maintenance at fair prices. We reported him to the State Automotive Licensing Board with all our evidence, including photos, invoices, and recorded phone calls. They launched a full investigation and found he had systematically scammed dozens of women over 2 years. His license got permanently revoked and the shop fired him immediately. The owner personally refunded all of us and gave us free oil changes for a full year. The mechanic ended up facing serious criminal fraud charges because the total amount he stole was over $15,000 from various victims. Mike and I are still close friends now, and we always joke about how my terrible photography skills accidentally caught a career criminal. Sometimes the most important evidence is hiding in plain sight in the background of your picture.